Good morning, all of you. Let me first introduce you to the people on the dais. Sri Sunil Kumar Gupta, Secretary to the Vice President, alumnus of IIT Kanpur, got into the central services in '86 and is now an IAS officer of 1987 batch, a bureaucrat with sterling qualities. Rajit Punani, alumnus of Dhoni School, alumnus of St. Stephen's College, distinction to be President of the Students' Union of St. Stephen's, alumnus of IIM Bangalore, and an IAS officer of 1991 batch, Secretary Rajya Sabha. Dr. Sudesh Dhankar, I am her better half. She is alumnus of Manasri Vidyapith, did her graduation from there, post-graduation, and also her PhD related to sustainable water development and management. Has traveled to more than 3 dozen countries. जो सिंपल दिखते हैं होते नहीं हैं, जो पानी शांत होता है उसमें सुनामी भी आ सकती है. आप पर टिप्पणी नहीं कर रहा. We have amongst us people you would come to know. Mr. Somsekhar, he is additional secretary in Rajya Sabha Secretariat, but he started his career with Rajya Sabha. We have Garima Jain. She is an official of the central government, Indian Revenue Service, 1996 batch. Am I right with the batch? Normally I make a mistake. A brilliant officer, now Joint Secretary, Rajya Sabha Secretariat. We have Mr. Sumant Narayan, alumnus of Harvard. हार्वर्ड के नाम से सब उनकी तरफ देखने लग गए. अरे हम तो नालंदा, तक्षशिला वाली इंस्टीट्यूशंस जिस देश में थी उस देश के वासी हैं. Nonetheless, is Indian Audit and Accounts Service. We have Mr. Pathak. He belongs to Indian Postal Service, but he is the systems man. You would have seen him, a very creative man. He is Joint Secretary handling and making all of us techno-savvy and making technology facile for us. He will be helping you out. We have amongst us Rajesh Naik, 2010 batch, Indian Foreign Service from state of Karnataka. Before joining the Vice President and Chairman Rajya Sabha as OSD, he was in the consulate at San Francisco. Earlier to that, he was at Japan. The one who will be with you all throughout, Roger Hilo. Well, you will all be benefited enormously by her spinal strength. She will share it with you. Am I missing out any other person here? He is helping us 24/7. He is the one who is in command. He is helping me. That I have forgotten his name. शेक्सपियर ने कहा था नाम में क्या रखा है साहू जी. You call rose by any other name, it will be as sweet as otherwise. On a lighter note, हम तो हिंदुस्तान में हैं. नाम की बात तो छोड़िए, उपनाम में भी बड़ा दम है. Name and surname both are relevant. You will be coming across my OSTs also. They are about a dozen. I'll introduce only one. Where is Abhyuday? He is missing out. Sumant, mark him absent for the day. Well, Abhyuday is a lawyer, LLM from OP Jindal, and is doing PhD with guide as OP Jindal University Vice Chancellor Rajkumar. There are very brilliant people, you see. Mr. Dhanda is with engineering background. I'll only tell one. Chirayu is absent. He is from Cambridge, Oxford, King's College and University of Singapore. So many of them. जो सिंपल दिखते हैं ना, वो आपकी तरह सिंपल नहीं है. आप सब भारत की उभरती ताकत के सैंपल हैं. And therefore welcome you all to this very unique program. Credit has been given to me, but as a matter of fact, the idea originated with Rajit. Because he alone is responsible for it. I'm not. But if credits are due, we can share. This is the 5th batch. But this batch is unique. This is the first inaugural session we are having at Uprashtrapati Enclave. Delay condoned, with slight punitive aspect. You will host at end of the program a dinner for all of them at Uprashtrapati Niwas. Okay? Yes. Because you were absent. So let me tell you another background. One of the oldest public schools in the country, older than Mayo College also, was Delhi College Indore. He is from Delhi College Indore. Rest I have told them. So far not married, but may get married. Chances are. This 5th batch is also standing out because we have now entered in the last quarter of this century of adoption of the Indian Constitution. A milestone development. Because when India got the Constitution, many doubted whether it will remain as such. But thanks to the spirited contribution of the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, that he brought about integration of the nation so effectively and impactfully. You need to discuss amongst yourselves that Sardar was involved with integration of all these states except Jammu and Kashmir. Have you got my point? If Sardar had been so involved also with Jammu and Kashmir integration, much of the problems we faced may not have been there. Our Indian Constitution owes much to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was chairman of the drafting committee. He had a global perspective and was a visionary. He drafted all the articles of the Constitution except one, Article 370. You have seen with respect to Sardar, he was not associated with integration of Jammu and Kashmir. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was so nationalist and sovereignty was in his mind. By writing a communication, he declined to draft Article 370. You will have the occasion to go through that. Had Dr. Ambedkar's will prevailed, we would not have paid a huge price which you have paid. Let me illustrate one price which we paid. In 1989, I was elected to Parliament as Lok Sabha member. In 1990, as a Union Minister, I went to Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar. The Honorable Prime Minister was there, Council of Ministers, members were there, I was one of them. What did we see? Not even 20 civilians on the roads of Srinagar. Boys and girls, last year, we had more than 2 crore tourists in Jammu and Kashmir. Because the government led by visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a decision that the only temporary article of the Indian Constitution, the only one not drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the only one with respect to which Dr. Ambedkar had the occasion to use his pen like a sword, why I am not drafting it, ceased to be in the Indian Constitution. Milestone development. I am inviting your attention to this because you will have to self-learn. You will have to learn out of inquisitiveness. What will be taught to you is not the end of it. It will be just tip of an iceberg. If you look at the original Indian Constitution, which is so well preserved, you will find, you look at it, you admire it, but not all you. You have to think about it. How the beginning was made, how many members of the Constituent Assembly were there, how with independence being gained by us, how many members went to the other side, how members were appointed or elected, how 6 members of the Constituent Assembly could not sign the Constitution, who were chairman of the various committees, who was the first chairman of the Constituent Assembly, for how much period the Constituent Assembly met, it held how many sessions, where was the Constitution calligraphed, and the miniatures in the Constitution that reflect our civilizational journey of 5,000 years, how they were created. It will be eye-opener for you. So your visit to that place, you come with homework. Have it. When you enter the new building, you will see something very different. When you look at a QR code, find क्या है 5000 साल की सांस्कृतिक विरासत आपके सामने है. You must deliberate seriously कि जिस द्वार से आप प्रवेश कर रहे हैं उसका नाम क्यों रखा गया है. Go to the old building and find out कि संस्कृत के श्लोक वहां क्यों हैं. आपका एक एक पल आपको उपयोग में लाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि यदि अगर इस कोर्स की पूरा आधार देखना है तो राजी इतनी गहरी सोच के बाद बनाया है, उसका यही है. इसका अल्टीमेट ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? इसका ऑब्जेक्ट है कि मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट रिफ्लेक्ट will of the people. Parliament is the most authentic platform reflecting sanctified will of the people. और उनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को जब काम करना पड़ता है, they also require hand holding. For those who come as member parliament to begin with may not be aware of many things. You therefore are in a category to be so well prepared, to be very special when it comes to rendering assistance, कि आपको गहराई की जानकारी है. Your purpose has to be to help a member parliament optimally perform his duties, to be aware of constitutional powers, obligations. और इसकी आवश्यकता जितनी आज है उतनी पहले कभी नहीं थी. आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली के सामने कितने डिविजिव इश्यूज थे, कंटेंशियस इश्यूज थे, भारी मतभेद थे. मनभेद कभी नहीं हुआ. The tough terrain was negotiated. The headwind was faced. Air pockets were overcome by dialogue, debate, discussion, and deliberation. Idea was not to score a point. Idea was to arrive at a consensus, a consensual approach. Because India is a country that is a role model of inclusivity, tolerance, adaptability. ये सब आपको देखना पड़ेगा. You may have to invite attention if you get an opportunity to help a member कि वाद विवाद कैसा होना चाहिए. हमारी संस्कृति कहती है बिना वाद विवाद के समस्या का हल नहीं हो सकता. I firmly believe the world faces problems that are existential in nature, also climate change or conflagrations. We have one in Russia, Ukraine, another Israel, Hamas. But at the end of the day, as Prime Minister indicated, resolution takes place only through dialogue and diplomacy. Therefore, are we performing at the moment like this? Have we not yielded space of debate, dialogue to disruption and disturbance? Have we not yielded space of consensus building to irretrievable, confrontational stance? और ऐसा क्यों है? गत 10 वर्ष में यदि आप देखेंगे तो किसी भी देश ने इतनी बड़ी उछाल नहीं लगाई है अर्थव्यवस्था में, संस्थागत ढांचे में, तकनीकी विकास में, जितनी भारत ने लगाई है. India is singled out as the only nation that has registered in last decade huge economic upsurge, exponential infrastructural growth, deep technological penetration, hand-holding policies that are affirmative for youth. And what has been the outcome? An atmosphere of hope and possibility. People of this country have tasted development for the first time because they have a toilet in the house, gas connection in the kitchen, internet available to them, road connectivity, air connectivity. They are about to have piped voter, portable voter. 40 million have already had affordable housing. When you taste such a situation, you become aspirational nation. And this was done by a great planning. लोग अप्रिशिएट नहीं करते हैं. जब प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पहली बार कहा देश में एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट होने चाहिए, उनकी संख्या कम होती जा रही है. वो जिले थे जहां कोई अधिकारी जिलाधीश नहीं बनना चाहता था, एसपी जाना नहीं चाहता था, डेवलपमेंट वहां नहीं था. He took it upon himself that the entire nation has to be like a plateau, not like a pyramid. नतीजा क्या हुआ? Identified aspirational districts. आज के दिन बदलाव 180 डिग्री आ गया है. आईएएस का आदमी एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जिला मजिस्ट्रेट बनना चाहता है. यह बदलाव है. स्मार्ट सिटीज का कंसेप्ट लोगों को लगा जैसे कपड़े की स्मार्टनेस होती है. स्मार्टनेस हैज टू बी सीन इन ह्यूमन बॉडी बाय सोल, बाय योर माइंड. स्मार्ट सिटी का मतलब द सिटी इज enabled in several factors to help our young people utilize their talents. जब कैलिब्रेशन चालू हुआ, कौन सा शहर सबसे ज्यादा साफ है? दिया है. जब प्रधानमंत्री जी ने क्लेरियन कॉल दी, ये चैलेंज भी है, ये अपॉर्चुनिटी भी है. चैलेंज है, उनको काम नहीं मिलेगा तो दे विल बिकम रेस्टिव, दे विल बिकम रेस्टलेस. काम मिलेगा, दे विल कन्वर्ट द चैलेंज इनटू अपॉर्चुनिटीज. मेरी एक बात का ध्यान दीजिए और आप इसका विवेचन कीजिए. इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड ने जब कहा कि इंडिया is favorite global destination of investment and opportunity, थोड़ा सोचिए, क्या सरकारी नौकरी के लिए कहा था? क्या बाहर के लोगों को यह कहा था कि यहां आकर सरकारी नौकरी कीजिए? तो जिस चीज के लिए कहा था वो हम क्यों नहीं कर पाएंगे? देखना पड़ेगा। थोड़ा सा सोचोगे, हालात बदल जाएंगे, आपके बदल जाएंगे। आज के दिन एक बहुत शुभ संकेत हुआ है, और वो शुभ संकेत है कि संविधान निर्माताओं ने जिसकी कल्पना की थी और निर्देश दिया था संविधान में, एंड दैट इज इन पार्ट 4 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसी. Our framers of the Constitution directed state to work hard to realize directive principles. कुछ का रियलाइजेशन हो गया है, लाइक राइट टू एजुकेशन, पर एक जो रियलाइजेशन है वो आर्टिकल 44 है. आर्टिकल 44 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन mandates, ordinance, the state shall endeavor to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. We all are in joyous mood today. The beginning of the last quarter of the century of adoption of Indian Constitution has taken place with Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand, making UCC a reality. One state has done it. I congratulate the farsightedness of the government of Uttar Pradesh for realizing a vision of founding fathers of the Constitution in having uniform civil code in their state. And I'm sure it will be a matter of time when the entire country will have similar legislation. Some people, I would say out of ignorance, are criticizing it. How can we criticize something which is mandate of the Indian Constitution? Ordainment emanating from our founding fathers. Something that has to bring about gender equality. Why we oppose it? I'll come to that later on. हमारे जहन में राजनीति ने इतना घर कर दिया है कि वो जहर का रूप ले चुकी है. राजनीतिक लाभ के लिए राष्ट्रवाद को तिलांजलि देते हुए हम पलक भर भी नहीं झपकते, चिंतित होते. How can anyone oppose promulgation of uniform civil code? You study it. Study the debates of the Constitutional Assembly. Study how many times the Supreme Court of the country has so indicated. While I have been the chairman of Rajya Sabha, I had a rare historical moment when after 3 decades of failures, constitutional prescription was there for reservation of women to the extent of 1/3 in Lok Sabha and state legislatures. Because gender justice is integral part of democracy, human life. Go to our Vedas. In the earliest Vedic culture, you'll find women philosophers, women leaders. They were at the same pedestal when it came to policy evolutions. Maitri and others, I don't want to name countless numbers. ये आपको चिंतन करना पड़ेगा. I will appeal to you that you have a list of the members of the Constituent Assembly. And each one of you must pick up one member for deep study. That he participated on what subject? What was his level of participation? There is an important article where the author today has picked up a member of the Constituent Assembly. The article is in the Indian Express. When you go through the article, you'll find you should pick up one member. And you will be able to be enlightened. Boys and girls, we have to see the challenges. And challenge to the nation is millions of illegal migrants are living in our land. Millions. Is it not a challenge to our sovereignty? Such kind of people will never be wedded to our nationalism. They use our resources of health, education, and other facilities. They engage in jobs meant for our people. I expect everyone in the government to take a severe look at this. This problem and resolution of it cannot be delayed even by a day. How can a nation suffer illegal migrants in millions? They are a threat to our democracy because they are trying to influence our electoral system. They are also a threat to our societal harmony, to our national security, to our nationalism. Youth has to create the narrative. आप सब जो यहां पर हैं, आपके पास एक बहुत बड़ी ताकत आ गई है आज. Power of social media. When you are seeing institutions being run down in this country, why? Because a small number has fragile connect with our nationalism. You have to expose them. Anti-national narratives of a nation that is on the rise as never before. And the rise is unstoppable. The destination is well set. ऐसी परिस्थिति के अंदर ऐसे विचारों को कुचलना पड़ता है, उन पर प्रतिघात करना पड़ता है, उन पर कुठाराघात करना पड़ता है. और ये सबसे बड़ा दायित्व आज के नवयुवक और नवयुवती के ऊपर है. You have to take on this challenge, neutralize these narratives. आज के दिन क्या हो रहा है? avalanche of misinformation. कुछ भी कह देंगे. मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ. देश में कुछ ऐसे महानुभाव हैं जो कहते हैं कि भारत के अलावा उस देश की हालत अच्छी है. क्या हो गया उन देशों में? दुनिया में शांति स्थापना के लिए, दुनिया की प्रगति के लिए, हमारी धरती मां को बचाने के लिए सबसे प्रभावी, सार्थक, मजबूत पहल कहीं है तो भारतवर्ष में है. ये आपका समय है, ये आपका दायित्व है. You will have to self-learn. You will have to be inquisitive. यदि अगर आप 2-3 एक साथ आए हैं, आप और दोस्ती बनाइए. There is a platform now. इंटरेक्शन उसमें ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाएगा. आपका कनेक्ट राज्यसभा से, मैं रहूं या न रहूं, जीवन पर्यंत है। आपका संपर्क उन लोगों से जिन्होंने पहले इस इंटर्नशिप का लाभ उठाया है, जीवंत होना चाहिए। सबसे बड़ी खासियत है यू आर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, both in terms of region, language, gender, education. ये यूनिक अपॉर्चुनिटी है। Our purpose is not to burden you with homework. You have to create homework, as Rajit has been saying, yourself. Lifelong learning. और जो लोग आपको असिस्ट कर रहे हैं, they are in nurturing mode, but they are not in placatory mode. They expect you that you give your very best to them. ऐसा होगा? होगा? अरे फौज में तो कहते हैं यस सर, हाँ सर, होगा? जोर से होगा? थैंक यू, थैंक यू।